election year, we get an intimate look inside the White House in the new book, First Women, by best-selling author Kate Anderson Brower. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So you are dishing some drama in your new book. What do you think's the spiciest detail? Like, what is surprising people the most?
Well, I mean, I think the most buzz has been about the relationship between Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama and how they don't particularly like each other. You know, that Michelle Obama still kind of resents her for some of the things that were said in 2008 during the Democratic primary. Also that the Obamas are really ready to leave the White House, that, you know, they're done, they're ready to go. And I think that's been kind of fascinating to people. But the book is largely about the sisterhood of first ladies and how it crosses party lines. It's interesting how there's this sense of empathy that these women have for each other because they know how hard this job is of being first lady.
Who do you think really struggled the most with that role?
Well, I think Michelle Obama really doesn't like it. You know, I mean, she's had to really struggle to have a personal life. You know, she's got 2 young daughters, and she really feels like she can't go anywhere, and you know, without being seen, and she kind of longs for that private life. She talks about on a drive out to Camp David just wanting to roll down the window, and how she had to ask her Secret Service agent, "Can I roll down my window, please?" Like these kind of simple things that we don't think about. I think she's very unhappy. Yeah. As First Lady.
You talk about Hillary Clinton being one of the most watched First Ladies of all time. That's what you said you noticed. If she wins and the tables are turned, you got a first husband in there. How's that going to look?
Well, I mean, he would be the first gentleman, right? And I talked to friends of the Clintons who said, I interviewed Walter Mondale, actually, who was Carter's vice president and is friendly with the Clintons, and he said, how is this going to work? Because Bill is slightly unorganizable. We don't know how he's going to be used, but friends of Hillary's say that he's going to be used as an envoy. They're going to send him outside of the U.S. on diplomatic missions as a negotiator. He's a skilled negotiator, so he'll bring some of that knowledge that he got as president to the job of first gentleman.
You mentioned this sisterhood, this special club that they're in, and it does seem, especially in your book, you talk about the fact that no matter what political party, they do seem to join together. And you talk about, like for Pat Nixon, for example, you mentioned that all of the first ladies wrote a note before her death.
Yeah, I mean, when she was suffering with lung cancer, the head usher at the White House reached out to every first lady and said, can you please write a note for Pat Nixon's 81st birthday to cheer her up? She's very ill. And every one of them, including Hillary Clinton, wrote her these letters that haven't been made public before that are very, very sweet. You know, Hillary Clinton says, I hope I could be half the first lady that you were. And Barbara Bush says, just know that we love you. Even though history hasn't been fair to you, we here in the White House, you know, love you. And so Pat Nixon's a particularly interesting first lady. I think she's underrated and underappreciated in some ways. She wasn't treated very well by Nixon's aides in the White House. And there's a whole chapter in the book about the East Wing versus the West Wing and how these the aides of the first ladies, who are usually women, are very protective of the first ladies who they serve and kind of stand up for them when the West Wing aides, who are usually men, try to kind of squash, you know, their plans. I mean, Michelle Obama's healthy eating campaign, she was going to be announcing it on the same day that the president had a speech, and the East Wing aides had to call the West Wing to say, please, you know, don't have the speeches coincide. So it's little things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, didn't realize all that was going on. It's all in the book. You can find a link to the book First Women at fox4news.com. Kate, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.